Elie Cantin-Nantel here for True North at the Public Order Emergency Commission in downtown Ottawa. The commission is looking into Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's unprecedented decision to invoke the Emergencies Act in response to the Freedom Convoy demonstrations that took place here earlier this year. A long list of people have been called to testify or have already testified, including politicians, police, and the convoy leaders. But one group that has not been called to testify is the legacy media, who infamously ran multiple negative, inflammatory, and even false stories on the truckers and their convoy. Lawyers have written a letter to Commissioner Paul Rouleau asking for the CBC president to appear for testimony before the committee. And I spoke about the matter with civil liberties lawyer Eva Chipiuk. Do you think the legacy media should come and testify before this commission?
I definitely think that they should. One of the mandates that the Commission has been asked to provide a report on is the information and disinformation that occurred in February in the media. And what we're definitely seeing now is the real truth coming out, and what the legacy media was saying we now know is lots of falsehoods. The top intelligence agent for all of Ontario found that what the media was putting out was very difficult in their actions, that was causing problems for the police to implement what they needed to do and to keep working around the disinformation that legacy media and the politicians were putting out.
The letter was calling for Tait, the CBC president, to come and testify, but do you think also some of the journalists that were on the ground spreading misinformation should also be coming to testify?
That would be incredible. Unfortunately, we're under incredibly tight timelines. It's not the media that is in the spotlight here. This is really about the federal government's enacting the Emergencies Act. So the spotlight should be on them definitely at one point, and I hope maybe one of the recommendations that comes out of it is a further investigation into legacy media.
Right, and do you think that the legacy media's coverage of the convoy contributed to a narrative that enabled Justin Trudeau to invoke the act?
I still have no idea what led him to invoke the act. It could be media, it could be ego, as just that much. If he was here, which he was in Ottawa, crime rate went down. So on what basis do you invoke basically the War Measures Act against peaceful protesters in your front steps in the National's capital? Everything we have seen to date does not indicate one iota of a reason to invoke the Emergencies Act.
And lastly, have you seen some other coverage of the commission, and do you think their coverage has been fair, or do you think it's more of the same?
No, definitely we've seen a bit of a change in the legacy media, slowly, very slowly but surely. You can't hide the evidence, you cannot hide the truth. There's only so much spinning you can do until you get dizzy. So the truth is really coming out here. I'm very pleased to see what the commission is uncovering. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of Canadians and the protesters.
True North relies on donations from viewers like you to keep our operations running. To make a donation, visit donate.tnc.news. For True North, I'm Elie Cantin-Nantel.